welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a concept that's looking to totally shake up how we think about big events like trade shows and conferences. It's called Boothify, and it all kicks off with one simple but really powerful question.
I mean, seriously, think about it. Picture a massive global trade fair. Thousands of people, incredible exhibits, keynote speakers. Now, what if you could get that entire buzzing, vibrant experience without ever booking a flight, paying for a hotel, or even getting off your couch? That's the core idea we're going to unpack today.
You see, for years and years, anyone trying to host an event has been stuck between a rock and a hard place. On one hand, you could throw a big in-person event, with all that energy and real connection. Or you could go digital, which is great because anyone can join. But let's be honest, neither one of those has ever felt like the perfect solution.
And this table just spells it out perfectly. Physical events? Yeah, they have amazing impact, real, genuine engagement. But the cost is insane, and it automatically limits who can even show up. Then you have digital events, like a webinar. Super cheap, super accessible, but the energy, the connection, it's just not there. You completely lose that spontaneous hallway chat that's often the best part of a conference.
So what you end up with is this huge canyon right in the middle of the market. It's a gap between the feeling of being there and the ease of joining from anywhere. And that right there is the exact space a concept like Boothify is trying to fill.
So, first up, let's really dig into this problem, what we're calling the event conundrum.
I mean, the pains of a traditional event. It's not just the flights and the hotels. It's being locked into one city. It's trying to sync up everyone's schedule. There's the massive environmental footprint, too. But maybe the biggest problem is who gets left out. A lot of smaller, super innovative companies just get priced out of the game entirely.
So how do you solve that? Well, this brings us to a really fascinating idea, a digital twin solution. Let's introduce Boothify.
So what exactly is Boothify? The best way to think about it is as a digital twin. Imagine taking a huge, real-world convention center and building a perfect one-to-one replica of it online. It's a fully immersive 3D world that you can just walk around in from your computer. The goal is to capture the feeling of being there without any of the physical headaches. And the mission behind it all, the big why, is to democratize access. That's a powerful phrase. It's all about leveling the playing field. It means a tiny startup from anywhere in the world could suddenly have the same kind of visibility as a giant corporation. That could totally rewrite the rules for what makes an event successful.
Okay, so the idea sounds cool in theory, but what would it actually feel like to attend one of these things? Let's walk through the journey from an attendee's point of view.
So your journey begins when you customize your own personal avatar. Then, boom, you're dropped right into this rich, visually stunning 3D lobby. The idea is that the controls are super intuitive, so you can immediately start walking around, exploring different halls, and checking out all the interactive booths, just like you would in real life. And here's where things get really, really cool. To make it feel more real, the whole thing uses proximity-based spatial audio. What that means is, as you walk your avatar closer to a group of people, you'll actually hear their conversation fade in. As you walk away, it fades out. It's this incredible attempt to digitally recreate the natural soundscape of a crowded event.
And of course, interaction is everything. It's not just about walking around. You'd have all the tools you'd expect, public and private chats, live streams, Q&As, but you could also dive into a product catalog and not just read about something, but actually pull up a full 3D model and spin it around on your screen. The whole point is active engagement, not just passive viewing.
But hang on a second, if you're going to create this amazing global event that anyone can join, you're going to run into a pretty big wall, right? What do you do about language barriers?
Well, the proposed solution for that is an absolute game changer: real-time, multilingual voice translation. Just imagine having a totally natural, flowing conversation with someone on the other side of the planet, and language just isn't a problem. This feature alone is crucial to that whole mission of democratizing access for everyone.
Okay, so the user experience sounds awesome, but how would a platform like this actually work as a business? Well, that takes us to what they call the virtual real estate model. The business model is actually pretty genius because it mimics the real world. So an event organizer, say for a big tech conference,
would start by leasing a big chunk of virtual land from Boothify. Then, they get to design their own floor plan and sell or sublease custom booth spaces to all the different exhibitors. So the event hosts make their money from exhibitors and tickets, and Boothify makes its money from leasing out the initial land. It's a really flexible, scalable system.
So let's zoom out. What's the really big picture here? When we look at the potential impact and opportunity, you realize this is about way more than just a single piece of software. It's a peek into the future of how we all connect.
And the timing for an idea like this is just perfect. The market for virtual events is already blowing up, and it's driven by these massive trends. First, you have globalization demanding more international reach. Then, you have companies desperate for more cost-effective options. And of course, there's the huge, growing push for sustainability. A concept like Boothify lands right in the middle of all three.
And when you start thinking about who could use this, the list is huge. Sure, you've got the giant corporate trade fairs, but what about industry associations hosting their annual conference, or universities holding massive virtual job fairs? You could even see marketing agencies using it for a flashy product launch. The possibilities are kind of endless.
So, if we boil it all down, what's the real innovation? Well, a lot of so-called digital events today are basically just a fancy web page with a bunch of video call links. This concept is totally different. It's about a true, explorable 3D world. It's designed to create those spontaneous, natural connections, not just make you watch a scripted presentation. And that virtual real estate model makes it way more flexible than any one-size-fits-all solution.
And all this leaves us with one last, really big question to chew on. As our lives and our work become more and more digital, the challenge isn't just about how we can copy the real world online. The real challenge is, how will we redefine what it even means to truly connect with each other? Concepts like Boothify, well, they're not just about technology. They're one of the first real stabs at trying to answer that question. Thanks for watching The Explainer.